Timothy Desert Storm Bradley talks about Keith Thurman fighting Pacquiao. What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. Let's get into it. Tim Bradley did an interview on Fight Hype, link in the description, and he talked about a fight with a guy he knows well, Manny Pacquiao versus Keith Thurman. I think it's a good fight. Let's get into his quotes. Tim Bradley says, "It doesn't matter whether he wins the fight or loses the fight. He, being Keith Thurman, he's going to get backlash anyway. If he wins the fight, he beat a 40-year-old Manny Pacquiao, not a prime Pacquiao. If he loses the fight, it's like, quote, you can't even beat a 40-year-old Manny Pacquiao." So Keith Thurman is doomed either way, but it's a good opportunity for him. I'm happy he got the fight. My thoughts, it doesn't sound like he's happy, because that, to me, we got to stop in boxing. This is just my opinion. We got to stop with this whole lose-lose situation nonsense. This Pacquiao versus Thurman is a credible fight, right? If you're willing to say Pacquiao is not in his prime, Pacquiao's still hard to beat. He's still an anomaly. His speed is still greater than the average fighter. He has tons of experience. Pacquiao, I think the Thurman fight is his 71st fight. That's a lot. People keep looking at age as only a kryptonite. But we've seen guys like Floyd Mayweather, Bernard Hopkins, and Manny Pacquiao beat guys way younger than Pacquiao. Beat Jesse Vargas. He beat Bradley 3 times, in my opinion. And he also beat guys like Chris Algieri and recently Adrian Broner, all younger than himself. So I don't feel what Bradley's saying. And I constantly find myself listening to Tim Bradley, the commentator, and not agreeing with a lot of what he's saying. Like I said, I think we should get out of the habit of having these kind of built-in excuses, to make it look like. And I really feel like he's probably saying this because he's with ESPN, because you didn't hear Bradley say Miguel Berchelt, Francisco Vargas is a no-win situation. That was a fight that was on the network. He's working with ESPN, and you didn't hear him say, oh, Berchelt already beat Francisco Vargas. Plus Francisco Vargas has been through wars and he's older. Plus he's had a year-plus layoff and he had plastic surgery, to repair scar tissue. So it's not going to be a fight where Berchelt wins, which that actually makes sense, because of the layoff and stuff. Pacquiao, it doesn't make sense. Pacquiao has an illustrious resume and career. He has 71 fights, so that's a lot of experience. He still has terrible speed and things, and he's awkward. He's still in shape, so he's still a formidable fighter. So I don't agree with what Bradley's saying. And the funny thing is, this coming from Timothy Bradley, and this what makes me feel like just different politics and cold wars and affiliations. You got people who are commentating and, get paid for commentary, and their commentary seems excessively biased. Like I said, you didn't hear Berchelt's in a no-win situation versus Francisco Vargas, which to me, that's more of a no-win situation, because Berchelt, people want to see him fight Lomachenko or Tank Davis or Machado Cancillo or somebody like that at unification. Beating Francisco Vargas, who you already stopped, who's been through wars, a year-plus layoff, scar tissue, that didn't really prove much, Beat Tank like that. That would prove something, And then Pacquiao, he just beat Broner, and he had the flu. I was at the fight. He was sick when he fought Broner, still beat him. So, yeah, he's 40 years old, but he's not like just an everyday 40-year-old that works at Trader Joe's. It's still Pacquiao. And if you're willing to say that Pacquiao is not in his prime, you could honestly make that same assertion for Keith Thurman. We don't know how much Keith Thurman lost dealing with these Derrick Rose type injuries, dealing with these lengthy layoffs. We don't know if he lost hunger, because based on his last performance with Jose Cito Lopez, he didn't really look so great. He definitely looked beatable, because Jose Cito Lopez, no disrespect to him, shout out to Riverside, but he's no Pacquiao, and he had his hands full with him. So could this have been like, you underestimated him, or you had been out of the ring for 2 years, so that was why the performance? Yeah, maybe that's why. But all we know is what we've seen, and what we've seen was a very vulnerable Keith Thurman going in against Pacquiao. Based on that Keith Thurman that I just seen in January, that's no easy task to beat Pacquiao, so he's going to have to come real correct to beat Pacquiao. And maybe he does, maybe he doesn't, but either way, it's a good fight. And You know, I don't agree with what Tim Bradley's saying. You know, the other thing is Bradley fought Pacquiao 3 times, and I thought Pacquiao beat him all 3 times, even the first fight. And Pacquiao wasn't that much younger. It's not like Bradley fought Pacquiao back when Pacquiao was fighting Eric Morales and Marco Antonio Barrera and, you know, David Diaz and guys like that. He fought him not too long ago, not too many years ago. So Pacquiao still had to be mid to late 30s. And now he's saying Keith Thurman, should he win, won't get any credit. Then how did you get credit? You know, bottom line is Pacquiao's an anomaly. He's a legend. He's a definite first ballot Hall of Famer, period. If Keith Thurman beats Pacquiao convincingly, knocks him out, anything like that, it's been proven to be, only a few guys can say that in 71 fights. Rustico Toro Campo, another guy in the Philippines, you know, and Juan Manuel Marquez, who had 3 chances to learn Pacquiao. So if Keith Thurman can do that in his first shot, you know, and beat him, then he gets credit. If Pacquiao beats Thurman, a young, strong guy, young, strong, hungry lion, then he gets credit, period. So I don't know what Bradley's even talking about. That's my thoughts, New Media. So if you enjoyed this video and want more content like this on the channel, you can show your appreciation by going to the PayPal donate button or the YouTube support button, and you can donate any amount that you feel is equivalent to the value of this video. Much more to come. Thank you guys for your support. Boxing Ego, the future of boxing.